In the whirlwind of daily life, where every moment can feel like a test and the stream of complaints seems endless, a question arises. What if every complaint uttered is not merely an expression of dissatisfaction, but a silent agreement to surrender control over one's own destiny to others? Imagine a scenario familiar to every city dweller. You're stuck in a traffic jam, and frustration over lost time is ready to burst forth. But what if this very moment, full of disappointment, could be transformed into an opportunity to strengthen your spirit, boost productivity, or even improve your mood? Delving into the depths of ancient wisdom, we discover that the Stoics, these philosophers of life, considered complaining one of the most destructive habits, capable of poisoning human existence. In a world where lamenting the weather, politics, or minor inconveniences has become commonplace, it's easy to fall prey to the illusion of their harmlessness. However, Stoicism opens our eyes to the true nature of complaints, showing that they are not just an annoying character trait, but a destructive force capable of draining our energy, plunging us into despair, and trapping us in a cage of our own dissatisfaction. The Stoics, whose names like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca still echo through the ages, taught that the source of our happiness lies not in external circumstances, but in our ability to choose our reaction to them. Together, we will explore how complaints subtly drain our strength, erode self-confidence, and strip us of the ability to influence the course of events. And we will learn how embracing a Stoic mindset, with its emphasis on self-control and acceptance of the inevitable, can become the key to breaking free from this detrimental habit once and for all. First, complaining fixates our attention on the negative aspects of life. By indulging in complaints, one concentrates on failures and shortcomings, much like staring intently at a tiny crack in a wall while overlooking the magnificence of the entire house. The more frequently complaints are voiced, the deeper negative aspects become ingrained in one's consciousness. The Stoics, and Epictetus in particular, insisted that while a person's power over the external world is limited, their power over their own reaction to events is boundless. Complaints do not solve the problem. They merely plunge one into a swamp of negativity. For example, stuck in traffic, one could succumb to anger and irritation, or instead focus on cultivating patience or reflecting on pleasant things. Stoics would argue that a conscious choice of reaction creates space for inner peace, rather than intensifying feelings of frustration. Second, complaints transform a person into a victim of circumstances. Every complaint is, in essence, an admission of one's own powerlessness in the face of a situation. By complaining, one feels like a toy in the hands of fate, deprived of the ability to control one's own emotions and reactions. Stoic philosophers believe that a person's strength lies in their ability to choose their reaction to events. By voicing complaints, one relinquishes this power to the external world. Consider how often people complain about long queues, poor service, or the whims of the weather. In each such instance, blame is placed on external circumstances. However, the Stoic approach involves acknowledging the uncontrollability of external factors. Instead of complaining, one can choose a specific reaction. By ceasing to lament circumstances, one reclaims power and restores control over their emotional state. Third, complaining inevitably leads to stress and anxiety. Everyone has experienced situations where a minor inconvenience caused an unwarranted wave of annoyance. Such seemingly insignificant complaints might appear harmless, Yet research indicates that focusing on irritating things elevates stress levels. Complaints can become fertile ground for anxiety, feeding negative thoughts that spiral out of control. Seneca rightly observed, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Complaints often inflate a minor inconvenience into a full-blown crisis in our minds. The Stoics taught that it is not the event itself that causes suffering, but our thoughts about it. By reframing complaints as challenges from which valuable lessons can be learned, we gain the opportunity to reduce stress and anxiety, focusing on finding solutions instead of getting stuck in a cycle of disappointment. Next time something goes awry, try to catch yourself before complaining. Ask yourself, how can I handle this situation calmly and rationally? You'll find that approaching problems this way makes them seem far less daunting. Fourth, constant complaining has a destructive impact on interpersonal relationships. Surely everyone has encountered individuals whose perpetual dissatisfaction and grumbling seem to drain energy from those around them. It's crucial to realize that complaints affect not only the person complaining, but also everyone nearby. By constantly expressing dissatisfaction, one creates an atmosphere of negativity that can leave others feeling drained, helpless, or even annoyed. Relationships, whether personal or professional, are built on mutual understanding, a positive outlook, and constructive communication. The Stoics believe that wisdom lies in knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Instead of venting complaints about a colleague's behavior or relationship issues, Stoics would advise calmly and respectfully, expressing concerns while avoiding accusations. By refraining from unnecessary complaints, one contributes to strengthening healthy relationships and fosters a favorable environment where mutual respect and positive change can thrive. Fifth, gratitude is a powerful antidote to complaining. One of the most effective tools in the Stoic arsenal is the ability to be grateful. Marcus Aurelius, the renowned Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, constantly reminded himself of what he could be grateful for, even during the most challenging times of his life. Gratitude helps shift focus from negative aspects to positive ones, allowing us to appreciate even the most minor joys that life presents. Instead of complaining about a bad day at work, Stoics would advise reflecting on what went well. Perhaps one gained valuable experience, established a positive connection with a colleague, or successfully navigated a difficult situation. Focusing on the positive allows one to break free from the vicious cycle of perpetual dissatisfaction. By making gratitude a daily practice, one trains their mind to notice the good, which in turn reduces the inclination to complain about the bad. The Stoics urged us to face life's challenges with an open heart and mind, not avoiding them, but seeing them as valuable opportunities for personal growth. It's pointless to waste time on lamentations and complaints, as they only distract from the process of learning and self-improvement. Instead of succumbing to despair when encountering difficulties, Stoic philosophy suggests meeting them with unwavering courage and fortitude. Every obstacle encountered on life's path becomes a unique opportunity to develop new skills, cultivate patience, and practice virtue. For instance, a complex work project can be viewed not as a source of irritation, but as a chance to expand professional horizons and demonstrate one's abilities. The Stoics understood perfectly that the meaning of life lies not in avoiding pain and discomfort, but in the ability to thrive and develop despite their presence. Every challenge embraced with a Stoic mindset strengthens character and prepares us for future trials. Lamenting adversities only hinders development whereas accepting them fosters growth and progress. Complaints possess no magical power to solve problems or strengthen the spirit. On the contrary, they erode our strength and dull our potential. Adopting a Stoic way of thinking allows us to break free from the vicious cycle of complaining and take control of our lives. It's important to remember that true happiness lies not in changing external circumstances, but in transforming our reaction to them.